not like to take away anything at all. I'm in line with the contributions of my colleagues that have spoken before me of the incredulous proposition of government with regards to the $322 million that have been recovered from Switzerland. But Mr. Speaker, and so I agree with them as far as I'm concerned that economically it doesn't make any sense. The proposition of government makes absolutely no sense. Legally, constitutionally, ditto. However, Mr. Speaker, I have a concern, and that concern is this revolving phrase, memorandum of understanding, that we're constantly bombarded by every time we go into any kind of agreement with a foreign country. Let me make the point, Mr. Speaker, sir, that every agreement is not a treaty. And any memorandum of understanding that is not a memorandum of agreement does not have the backing of the law and therefore is not worth the paper upon which it is written. Mr. Speaker, sir, our country says they entered into a memorandum of understanding with Switzerland. But when we go to negotiate for our country, we negotiate standing on our country's laws. And in on Nigeria's laws, a recipient of stolen goods is as guilty as the person that stole the goods. My argument is that Switzerland has absolutely no rights by our law to ask us, to tell us, to direct us the manner in which to spend the monies that they have received that were stolen by their admission and our admission from our country. Mr. Speaker, my point is that, of course, a country who by, again, a United Nations body has said, has 83% of its population living in abject poverty as at last month. One of their agencies again said that Nigeria was 143 in the list of the poorest nations in the world, with a country of between 180 and 200 million people. The question is, would they, Switzerland, haven't taken back the money, restitution, were someone to have stolen, share it to 83% of its population. And from what I gather, the poor people, will only come from 19 states. So there's no equity, Mr. Speaker. So not only is it not constitutional, it makes no economic sense, but also, Mr. Speaker, sir, it is not in the interest of our country, and therefore, I just want to make the point from the foreign policy angle that nobody, no country, has any right to tell us in our country what to do with our funds. It is an abuse on our sovereignty, and it would be meddlesomeness in the most obnoxious manner. I so submit.